Hi, fourth graders. Today we're on Module 5, Lesson 24 and 25. Our goal for the lesson is to decompose and compose fractions to show them in various forms. So what does that mean? That means that if I have a mixed number, I want to show it as an improper fraction. And if I have an improper fraction, I want to show it as a mixed number. So I will show you step by step how to do both of these, or we will review it if you already know, but that's the goal for today's lesson. All right, number 1, make sure you are following along, taking notes as we go through this. So I have an improper fraction here. How do I know it's improper? Well, I have more pieces than my unit. So the top number is bigger than the bottom number. That's called an improper fraction. So I want to convert this into a mixed number. What's a mixed number? A mixed number is when there's a whole and a fraction. Okay? So I'm going to ask myself, how many times can 4 go into 9 without going over? Well, if I count by 4s, 4, 8, 12, so I have to stop at 8. So it can only go into it twice. So how many is left over? If I'm at 8 and I'm trying to get to 9, how many is left over? Well, that's only 1. Okay, so that's going to be my numerator in my fraction. And then my denominator is going to stay the same. It's still going to be fourths. So 9 fourths is equivalent to 2 and 1/4. So this is the improper fraction, and here's our mixed number. So let me show you why that works, okay? For us to say, how many times can 4 go into 9? 2 times. 1 is left over, and my unit is fourths. So inside of this 9 fourths, there are holes, okay, because the top number is bigger. So how many would be a hole if my unit's fourths? Well, 4 fourths, Ms. Hawkinson, would be 1 hole. Okay, so there's 1 that's living inside of that. There's also another one that's living inside of that. So that would be our second hole. And we know that because 4 plus 4 would be 8 fourths. Okay, so how many more fourths would I need to equal 9 fourths? Oh, just 1 more fourth. So I have 1 hole, 2 holes, plus 1/4. That would equal 2 and 1/4. So this method works because we know all of this lives inside of it. Okay, so moving forward in my examples, I'm not going to show this bottom half part. Okay, I'm only going to show the top part. All right, next one, 17 fifths. That's an improper fraction. I want a mixed number. Okay, so how many times can 5 go into 17 without going over? 5, 10, 15, 20. So it can only go here, which would be 1, 2, 3 times. How many is left over? If I'm at 15 and I need to get to 17, well, that would be 2, and my unit is fifths. So the answer would be 3 and 2/5. All right, let's try one more. 25 sixths. Okay, again, improper, bigger number on top, smaller number on bottom. Okay, how many times can 6 go into 25 without going over? 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. Okay, so I would have to stop here. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. So if I'm at 24, how many more do I need to get to 25? Only 1, and my denominator stays the same. So 25 sixths is equivalent to the mixed number 4 and 1/6. All right, the next step is now we're going to reverse this. We're going to take a mixed number and change it into an improper fraction. So let's start with that example that we just had, 4 and 1/6. This is my mixed number. I want to change it to an improper fraction. So I'm going to do the following operation. Denominator times my whole number. So 6 times 4 would be 24 plus my numerator. So it's a little bit tricky. There's kind of some steps here, but I'll repeat that. I'm going to take my denominator. I'm going to multiply it by my whole number. So 6 times 4 is 24. Then I'm going to add my numerator. 24 plus 1 is 25. those two steps give you the numerator, and then our denominator stays the same, 6. So 4 and 1/6 is equivalent to 25/6, and we know that because we know that's true because we converted our improper fraction into this mixed number. So it goes both ways. All right, now we're going to start with another example. 2 3/4. So here's my mixed number. I want to convert it into an equivalent improper fraction. So I'm going to do these operations. What is 4 times 2 plus my numerator? Okay, make sure you go slow. This is your first step. This is your second step so you don't get tricked. So 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 3. I'll write that down, your first step. 4 times 2 is 8. And second step is to take this number here, bring it down. 8 plus 3, which is our numerator, equals what? 11. So that's going to be our numerator. And our denominator is just the same as our units, which is fourths. Okay, so first step, you multiply. Second step, you add. Whatever the answer is, that becomes your numerator. And your denominator is your unit fraction. Okay, so that equals your denominator. So I would write down these steps. First step for converting mixed number is you multiply denominator times your whole number. Second step is you add that answer to your numerator. That becomes your numerator. And then your denominator is whatever your denominator is in the original mixed number. Alright guys, you'll see on the right hand side I've written your success criteria or your how-to when you're converting mixed numbers into improper fractions. So step 1, multiply the denominator by the whole number. Step 2, take that answer and add the numerator. Step 3, put that answer from number 2 over the unit. So let's go through that together. 3 5/8. Okay, step 1, multiply denominator by whole number. So 8 times 3, 8, 16, 24. Okay, so 8 times 3, this is my step 1, equals 24. So now step 2, take the answer, so 24, and add the numerator. Well, what's the numerator? That's 5. That would equal 29. So step 3, you're going to put that answer from number 2, 29, over the unit. Well, what's the units? Eighths. So here's my improper fraction. 29 eighths. Alright guys, last one we'll do together. 4 4/10. Okay, so 4 wholes and then 4/10. Alright, multiply denominator by the whole number. 10 times 4 is 40. If it helps you to write out these steps as you're solving it, go ahead. If you're able to do it in your head, that's okay too. Whatever is most helpful for you. Step 2, add that answer, so 40 plus my numerator, 4. Don't get tricked and just do, 4 plus 4. Nope, it's 4. It's 10 times 4. Whatever that answer is, which is 40, you're taking that answer and adding your numerator. So 40 plus 4 is 44. Step 3, you're going to take that answer from step 2 and put that over our unit. Our unit is tenths. So 4 4/10 is equivalent to 44 tenths. Alright guys, that wraps up Module 5, Lesson 24 and 25. We combined it. We were decomposing and composing fractions to show them in various forms as mixed numbers and improper fractions. Let me know if you need any help.